Who would think such a simple job of replacing some tires would turn into this? Well, what happened was I was using a high lift jack to take to get the rear tires up off the ground, to get them off and whatever. Got them on, everything's fine. But as in the process, I had jack stands on these axles just sitting on the grass, which is a bad idea. And it fell off the jack stands when I was lifting up the front end. So, and that happening, it hit the bottom side of the tank and punctured a hole in the gas tank. But holy crap. Now I know I was having troubles with this truck. I wasn't able to get fuel. It wanted to sit there and you just had to barely hold it on. So I knew it had to be a ventilation problem. And there's your problem right there. Hose is all twisted, the vent hose. But holy crap, I'm gonna have fun with getting those off. Look at that mess. I may just have to cut the hoses and splice them, but what a mess. Alright guys, I got the tank out of the truck finally. What a pain in the ass that was. Broke straps and everything, but you can now see where the hole is right there. That's where it fell off the jack stands and punctured the tank. So, yeah, I could get a new tank, but you know how much a new tank costs? $126. So, when you're a cheap ass like me and you don't want to put $126 in a $500 truck, you break out your welding machine. Obviously, very, 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 very careful on safety, because this is very extremely deadly dangerous. I've already removed the fuel from the tank, and I drained it into a bucket first and then put it into a gas can. So this tank's been replaced on this vehicle. It's fairly new. Inside looks great. Pulled the fuel pump out in the sending unit. The sending unit, fuel pump, all that looks great. But before I got this prepped, what I did to prep this tank for welding is, obviously you can see where the sending unit is, and there's the inlet hose area, the inlet hose right there. There's still smoke coming out of it, but I actually took a rag, a little blue shop towel, lit it on fire, and put it over in the area where the grass is already burnt, because that's where it leaked the fuel out. Rather than letting it sit there and soak into the ground and get into my well and everything else and kill everything, I opted to set it on fire. So set it on fire, burned it all off, and I brought this fuel tank over there after obviously the fire was out, and just lit one of them shop rags and held it a good ways away. It might not even be a bad idea to put a piece of paper towel into the stick, because you don't want to get near this, because it will go boom. And I honestly, I wouldn't recommend this to anybody. It's really a dangerous thing to do, so don't do it. But if you're a cheap ass like me and you have to do it, well, you can do it. So I did this 3 or 4 times already, and I'm going to do it one more time before I start welding. Make sure that all the vapor and everything's out of there. Let's see. Well, you can see the inside of the tank there. Nice and clean. The sending unit was pretty rusty, the pipes and everything. And I couldn't get the fuel lines detached from it, so I left the tank in the vehicle after I took the bed off and pulled the whole sending unit out, fuel lines and everything, and obviously I just connected the electrical and my battery and everything on the truck so that there was no risk of explosion at that time. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one more time with this tank, make sure there's no vapors in here, and then I'm going to start welding on it, and weld up that little hole, and hopefully it'll fix it.